Remember the good old days when being safe meant locking your doors and looking both ways when you cross the street? Well, those days are gone. These days, we have to think about our digital safety for ourselves and our kids. But we've got you covered. I'm Dana Barrett, and it's time for Teched Out. I'm sure you've heard people say you're never too old to learn something new. Well, turns out you're never too young either. When it comes to using smartphones, tablets, and computers, our kids are more comfortable than we'll ever be. And there's so much kid-friendly tech to choose from. There are even apps for babies. Keeping your kids safe means knowing which apps to choose. And with so many out there, we thought we'd pick a few to get you started. For babies, check out Baby Piano, Butterscotch.com's Transit Lite, and Babysitter to Go. For preschoolers, you'll want to look at the Early Childhood Learning app from Alligator Apps. One of the company's most popular apps is Bitsport, which was recently named a top 5 education game in the US App Store. From Spelling Bee to Storytime, the app includes dozens of mini games for children of all ages, while offering lessons on a wide variety of topics. For the middle school years, check out DragonBox Elements, an innovative geometry app that integrates learning with play, or CargoBot, which uses puzzles to teach kids to think like programmers. While it does seem like there's an app for everything, there's also plenty of good stuff on the good old-fashioned web, too. If your kids like music, you'll want to check out GrammarSongs.com. Created by Florida teacher Melissa Corbett, the app aims to engage elementary students through educational music covering grammar-related topics like conjunctions and nouns. Remember the old Conjunction Junction song? I still have that one stuck in my head, so I know it works. Now let's get to the hardest bunch to keep safe, the teens. Pew Research reports that nearly 75% of teens either own or have access to a cell phone on a regular basis. There are some great apps out there for teens, of course. Apps like Talkboard and Quizlet help teens with everything from improving collaboration to studying smarter. But with teens and preteens too, the best thing you can do to keep them safe is to talk to them about making smart choices in the real world and in the digital world. I'm a parent, but I'm not the expert on safety. So coming up next, we'll talk to the expert. Safety mom Allison Jacobson is joining me to talk about innovations and technology to keep the whole family safe. So let's get right to the digital world, because I feel like these days babies come out with a smartphone in one hand and a tablet in the other, and they're online right away. How do we keep them safe?
Well, they're digital natives, so they understand it completely. It's up to us as parents to figure it out as they go along. So first of all, have conversations with your kids really early, 6, 7 years old. Find out where they are, what they understand, and then start communicating the safety aspects online so that they learn it firsthand.
And what about when they have older siblings that are sort of allowed to play with different stuff than they are? Is that kind of getting in the way of keeping them safe?
It's challenging. I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, and my 10-year-old is way more savvy than my 13-year-old because she's watching. So she wants her own Instagram account and Snapchat account. So really we need to monitor from both ends and really explain to them what's appropriate, what's not, but more importantly, all those safety precautions of making sure that their geotagging is off, making sure that their privacy is on, because they're pretty naive when it comes to that, and it's really easy to give away important information when they don't even realize it.
Yeah, I think we definitely have more filters about keeping private than the kids do, especially kids nowadays. So that gets us to the teens, because they don't even want to be private. They just want everybody to be their friend. The more friends, the better. And they're getting in a lot of trouble with some of this stuff, aren't they?
Oh, they're getting in trouble as we are. I mean, think about it. We put everything out there. One of the biggest tips I give as a safety mom is if you're going on vacation, don't put all the photos in where you're going on Facebook. That's just telling people you're away. So you want to make sure that you're explaining to them it doesn't necessarily always need to be up there. And once it is up there, it's not coming down.
Right.
And that has ramifications leading forward. So we really need to keep them safe now and in the future.
Yeah, so there's the oversharing aspect and the over-friending aspect. Are there other ways they can get in trouble online that we need to be careful about?
Well, the whole cyberbullying issue. I mean, it's so easy to have 4 young ladies online talking about a great party and one's left out, or really starting the sexting, the sexual harassment, all of that. So we really need to make sure that they have the self-confidence in themselves not to fall into that trap, because cyberbullying leads to offline bullying.
So do we get onto their accounts and log on, or do we just talk to them?
Absolutely. First of all, you should have social media monitoring software so that we see who's friending them, what they're posting, what they're receiving, and we need to have all of their account. And here's the thing, if all of a sudden you see they're not online as much, chances are they opened up a different account. So don't be fooled.
Okay, sneaky those kids.
I'll tell you.
So obviously we're talking mostly about sort of the online safety, but there's the whole world of safety offline too. We don't want to forget about that. And I know there's got to be tech that can help us with that too, right?
And that's the beauty. There's actually home monitoring software, something like Cox Home Life, where as we as busy parents, we can see and control everything that's going on in our home, all from our phone and tablet, wherever we are. And that allows us to have the peace of mind to know what's going on with our kids. I'm sure a lot of times, like you, we have kids that are home alone while we're working. I actually get texts to my phone when my daughter comes in from the school, and if the school bus is late and she doesn't come in, I'll get a text saying she didn't come in. So that way I can check what's going on.
And that's all automated.
That's all automated, which
That's
is
amazing.
wonderful. I also can see who's standing at the front door so she doesn't have to open it, or if she forgets to lock the door, I can lock it behind her. So there's all these great ways of keeping our home safe and giving me as a mom peace of mind.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's getting into the smart home stuff yet, but for that reason alone, I think we need to be doing it.
Absolutely. It saves time, it saves energy, and it keeps everybody safe.
Awesome. Allison, thank you so much for being here. Great stuff. For more information and more from the Safety Mom, check us out at techedout.tv. We've looked at some kid-friendly apps and talked through some great cyber safety tips with the Safety Mom. But what about cybersecurity at work? These days, it seems like we hear about another cyber attack every other day. And if huge companies like Target and Home Depot can't ward off cyber attacks, how are the small businesses going to stay safe? Part of the problem is that there are so many different kinds of attacks to worry about. For businesses, the hackers don't necessarily need to steal your data to cause problems. They can just stop you from being productive with what's called a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS. This is when the hacker attempts to take down a network or interrupt service by bombarding it with thousands of fake requests, to the point where the network becomes painfully slow or just crashes. Cyber criminals will go after internet-dependent businesses like online retailers with DDoS attacks to block access to the company's website, and then follow that up with demands for payment and a threat to continue the attacks until payment is made. To avoid falling victim to a crime like this, small and large businesses need to develop security policies and a plan to protect sensitive data, employees, and customers. The plan should cover access to sensitive information and how it's controlled, privacy policies for customer and client information, a secure Wi-Fi network, data encryption, antivirus and anti-malware software, email security, password management, and mobile device security tools and policies. With all this craziness going on, it's easy to get focused on the digital. But of course, we need to put physical security measures in place too. Every business needs to consider options like having a monitored alarm system, 24/7 video surveillance and recording, and remote light and access controls. With a unified mobile dashboard, you can monitor your business anywhere at any time. These solutions are readily available. And now you can often get a comprehensive digital and physical security solution from broadband providers like Cox. For Teched Out, I'm Dana Barrett. Stay safe and thanks for watching.